Does Hemisync work? From the awake mind. I first got my hands on Hemisync tracks back in 2007. And it was an eye-opening experience because I didn't know you could go into altered states so quickly until then. It's so easy that most people don't believe me when I tell them about it. But yes, Hemisync really works. And it works by playing two different frequencies, one in each ear. And then, your brain takes the difference between the two frequencies and makes a new frequency electronically. So we can use this technique to make your brain produce any frequency up and down the scale. This gives you access to altered states almost on demand. It's that simple. But Hemisync suffers the same misconceptions as binaural beats. As we already said, Hemisync works by creating specific sound frequencies that the brain then uses to make other frequencies. And this is what makes alternate states possible. The technique is called frequency following response. But here's the thing. If you do nothing but just sit or lay there and zone out, you're wasting your time. And this is what you see with critics of binaural beats. Someone will try it once, sit there and let their head throb for 20 minutes. Then they look at you all weird, like, I don't get it. Audio technology is not ear drugs. They are a doorway or gateway, as Hemisync puts it. What's great about them is that they allow you to seriously fast-track your psychic skill set. But you have to bring something into that space. And it can be any kind of mental exercise you like. Try some visualizations, or do a body scan. You could even practice self-Reiki treatments. Whatever you want to try, do it because it's in the practice that you progress. Hemisync with practice is success without effort. There are hundreds of articles, podcasts, and videos digging into why people don't or can't meditate. Or why when they start, they quit after a month or so. But what's interesting about these conversations is that they neglect to mention 95% of what's called meditation is not meditation. Meditation involves an active mind. All the mantras and breath work and so on are just to get to a particular place, and then you can do more exciting stuff. But very few people make it to that point. We're all focused on the process, but the process is unimportant. So why don't we use a method that is more friendly to our lifestyle today? And that's why technology like Hemisync can be a big help. The audio frequencies work every time. So you don't have to worry about if you're meditating correctly. You know you already are. Your brain is one of the most complex structures known to humankind. And your brain is divided into two hemispheres. The left hemisphere is in charge of verbal skills, rational, logical, and analytical thinking. On the other hand, the right hemisphere controls your visual/spatial skills, emotion, musical aptitude, intuition, and imaginative thought. Both hemispheres are needed and complement each other. And your brain is at its best when both sides work together. This integration is one of the main goals of any esoteric system of study. Because it's here where you can access more energy in the form of prana. And it's here where you influence your personal reality. And it is here during full mind integration that you can connect with your greater self. So yay, it's kind of important. Dietary changes, supplements, fasting, rituals, and yes, I did/do them all. But none of these other practices give the same results repeatedly. The method that gives you total brain coherence every time is Hemisync and Hemi-Sync Like Technology. Because it allows you to focus and actually use metaphysical methods instead of just hearing about it on the internet. From there, you can make a full-on metaphysical system. It's actually straightforward. 5 steps for every esoteric school, or system. Start and open the temple. Connect to the energy. Banishing right to clear the energy. Tuning yourself to raise the energy. Focusing to direct the energy. Affirmations and or visualization determines the quality of energy. But you can do all of this on your own with the use of audio technology like Hemisync or binaural beats. The most important thing about Hemisync nobody mentions. The founder of Hemisync, Robert Monroe, said multiple times, including inside some Hemisync recordings, that the purpose of Hemisync is to get to the point where you no longer need the tapes. We use downloads instead of tapes now, but the meaning is the same. Audio tech was never meant to be a crutch. After a few visits to these altered states, that's right, your brain will remember how to go back there without the Hemisync. And we see the same thing happen to people who regularly meditate when placed in an MRI. Of course, audio technology works much faster and without all the spiritual baggage you may or may not want to engage with. So once you start using the beat frequencies, they belong to you. And once you start using them on your without the Hemisync, you'll see for yourself that your mind can go back. It will feel more natural because your mind is working on its own, but the intensity will remain the same. And then you can use your Hemisync recordings every so often. It can be like a visit to the mind gym. Something about Hemisync's gateway product only a hypnotherapist would know. When I first got the gateway experience, I was blown away. I've never experienced anything like it. And since 2009 my opinion has not changed. But today, looking back at the gateway process as a hypnotherapist, it's also not so mystical anymore. The initial doorway to the gateway process is a state called Focus 10. Focus 10 is what you would call a meditative state of consciousness. People have practiced regular meditation for months and years, trying to reach this mental state consistently. But that's the state where gateway begins. Interesting, do you think? Anyway, the path to 10 involves a point-to-point relaxation exercise followed by some anchoring techniques so your brain will remember the state for next time. That, ladies and gentlemen, is pure hypnosis or self-hypnosis, to be more precise. Because when I learned hypnotherapy, I discovered another way to get to Focus 10 using hypnosis without any Hemisync or binaural beats at all. Plus, it works just as well. This just goes to show that all the esoteric studies all lead back to the same place. And since Hemisync does work, why not take advantage of it? What are some of the latest research showing the Hemisync works? Taken from the effects of Hemisync on electrocortical activity by M.R. Sadiq, Ph.D., Director of Psychology, the Gateway Institute. And P.W. Kozicki, M.D., Founder and Director, the Gateway Institute. Study after study, we have been able to demonstrate that after brief periods of exposure to the Hemisync signal, subjects' brains began to enter a state of phasic synchrony. This state is similar to what is experienced by some meditators with the following exceptions. First, unlike meditation, Hemisync does not require years of practice. We have demonstrated in our laboratory that after virtually minutes of exposure to the Hemisync signal, full cortical synchrony is achieved. Second, Hemisync can induce almost any frequency. So the Hemisync signal can facilitate a variety of states of consciousness ranging from deep sleep to focused concentration and beyond. Is Hemisync safe? Yes, Hemisync is safe. However, if you have any issues with seizures or auditory disorders, consult your doctor or physician first. Is Hemisync the only audio technology available? No, not at all. You'll find people from Hemisync copycats to hypnotherapists using audio tech. And I can't prove it 100%, but I'm almost sure some well-known musicians use it in their songs. Truth be told, it's all over the place. It's just not brought up often. But who reveals how they do their magic? But what you want is quality, which is why I would recommend using Hemisink. The work is of high quality and you just may have the life-altering experience you've been looking for.